I'll take you to the Oti region, where the police there have also arrested 6 well-built men. We'll call them macho men. What did they do? Let's get to understand what happened. So for those of you listening on radio, what we saw were pictures of the police station where I believe the person who was arrested was being kept. Correspondent Kwame Usu-Brimpong is on this one. He'll give us the details. Kwame, what happened? Why have these people been arrested? Hello, Kwame, do you hear me? Okay, I'll try and get Kwame on the line. Kwame is in the Oti region. We understand some arrests have been effected, but we want to understand what the people actually did before they were arrested. Dr. Alidu, I want to come back to you on some of the concerns raised with the process, the voting process so far. The issue about sitting position of party agents also came up. You have some thoughts about that. They're saying that it makes it difficult for them to be able to observe the process proper, which is why perhaps they're talking about the ballot sheets and the issues that have come with the ballot sheets. What do you see in this?
So I think as a polling agent, you need to, especially in an era of biometric verification and biometric register and biometric verification process, it will be very expedient for you to sit very close to maybe the other officers, or maybe just stand behind them. Because when people are verified, I think you need to make sure that the picture that appears in the verification machine matches with the person who is actually coming to vote. And if you are seated very far away from that particular process, it will be very difficult for you to be able to confirm that. And I think this has to do with education that political parties will give to their agents, more than what the Electoral Commission has to do. So if you are able to educate your polling agents that you need to be very close to where the process happens, sit together with the other officials of the EC and make sure that as part of the verification process, the picture that pops out when you put your thumbprint there is actually the person who is bearing the voter ID card. So all those things should be an in-house exercise that political parties need to let their polling agents know and stick to that particular principle and why. So that they don't sit far away and not be able to do this. So I think it is also a matter of information that when the political parties do this press conference, they speak directly to their agents at the field. So I think this may not have anything to do with the EC. It has to do with political parties and how they train their agents, but also the instructions they give to them when they're on the field. Okay.
I mean, I'm hoping that soon enough we'll get the Electoral Commission to respond to some of the issues that they've raised. But it's, I mean, 4 years ago about this time, you know, the videos and the issues were just popping up all over the place. It sounds pretty quiet for me. I don't know if it's just me or if it's about the timing. It sounds pretty quiet for me. I want to bring you back to the issue you were breaking down for me on the difference between voters, swing voters and swing regions. What did you say that it's the swing voters that make up the swing regions anyway? So if I'm in a particular region and I am not voting in a particular way, that will make up for the way you describe the bigger picture. But you are saying
before I look at that, I just want to make one last point about the sitting position.
All right.
Unless, of course, the electoral, either the security agents or the EC officials are actually forcing agents to sit far away from the process. If there is an element of evidence that they have been forced to sit far away from the process, then there's a cause for concern. But if the polling agents decide on their own volition, or they don't know that you need to sit very close to the process, then that has to do with the political party and the agents. But where they have been forced beyond their own volition to do that, then something has to be done about it. So I was saying that we have what we call swing regions and then swing voters. And then the swing regions are typically regions that do not vote for a specific political party. Their voter decision may change over time or may change in every election. So they are not, compared to what we call the party strongholds or world banks, they don't vote that way. But these people, the swing regions are quite different from the individual swing voters within those regions. One, you can say a voter is a committed voter to a political party, according to Lindbergh, if you can establish that they have consistently voted for a political party in more than 2 or 3 different elections.
Okay,
so maybe
on that point, sorry to jump in again. I need to get this clarification from Obrimpong, our correspondent in Northeast, I believe it is. Oti Region. Kwame Owusu, what happened? Why were these people arrested?
Well, as the report says, these men were arrested at one of the police stations at Dambai this afternoon, carrying pepper spray and some other gadgets. These men, the report that we had, it means that they were brought by the NDC parliamentary candidate, the person of Wisdom Gidisu, to cause mayhem.
Who is, sorry. Who is saying that? Is that the police saying that to you?
Yes, that's what the police is saying. That's what the police has confirmed to us.
Okay.
As I speak with you, they are still at the custody and investigations are ongoing. As the reason why they have to send those materials or maybe those weapons to the police stations during the 14 hours. So as we speak now, they are still at the police custody. Police are investigating. But what we gathered indicate that these men or these machomen or these bouncers were brought in by the NDC parliamentary candidate, who is the person of Wisdom Gidisu.
So has the police invited him too?
Yeah, we are yet to find out that, but at the time they were arrested, we have been trying hard to even get in touch with the MP to also talk to the NDC parliamentary candidate to talk to him about such allegations leveled against him. But as I speak now, the police is yet to invite him over to come and answer. If he needs, these men, or maybe, their whereabouts of maybe coming to the area to cause maybe this mayhem or maybe any disturbance during this election process.
Kwame, thank you for that update.